Happy Wednesday, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Pageant Sit Down. I'm your host, Regina Lena, and I am so excited for all of you to be with us today. I'm also super excited to have our guest on. Not only has she been on the show before, but since she's been on the show, she has a new title, a new piece of hardware. She is none other than Mrs. Galaxy Canada 2022, Jenna-Marie. Hey, Jenna.
Hi, Regine. How are
Well,
you?
I'm good. First off, congratulations on your new title. There are some people actually who may be watching who are like, I don't know her. I've never seen her before. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Of course. I'll try to do something that's not so standard, but hi, everyone. My name is Jenna-Marie. My parents couldn't decide on one first name, so I got two, but you can call me Jenna. I am a wife. I am a mother to a beautiful, almost 4-year-old daughter. Her name is Hazel, and she is my everything. I work as an account coordinator at 6 Degrees. We'll be changing soon to a new name, I just found out. And random facts about me: I love water slides, singing Disney karaoke, and I love hot chocolate. I think that's pretty festive.
I love that. Well, she does like Disney karaoke. I can vouch for that. But you can also now add national title holder to your bio.
I know. Wow, crazy.
So how has it been for you? I mean, it's been a few months since nationals, since you won your title. What has life been like since you won?
Oh my goodness. Honestly, I don't want to say it's been the same because it obviously hasn't. I mean, getting this title and knowing how many people work so hard towards it, it's such an honor to be the one who's wearing the crown and sash. But nothing that I've done about, I think, 10 or 11 appearances now, has changed, because during my regional reign for 2 years, so wow, it's been 3 years almost, it's crazy, but nothing's changed because I've had the same work ethic ever since I won that I had prior. So yeah.
Well, first off, again, congratulations on winning and seeing what you've done with your your regional title to now your national title. It's true. You just been nonstop. How do you find time to be a wife and be a mom?
I get that question a lot, and honestly, there's two things. One, I can be a scatterbrain. I'm the first one to tell you. So my agenda, which actually happens to be right here, I live by my agenda, having everything in there sorted, perfect. But the other thing that really helps me is my husband. I get emotional, but he is the best support system I could ask for. Anything I choose to do, he is right there behind me, either helping or he's with Hazel, he's supporting. And without him, I honestly couldn't do even half the things that I've achieved. So it really is a win for both of us. We'll give him a crown too.
I love that. He is very super supportive. And how about Hazel? Because like you said, she's almost 4 years old. Does she ever wonder, where's mommy? Why is she not home? Where was she that weekend? Like, does she ask questions about it?
She does. I actually let her watch the live stream, or not the live stream, but after, when our video got put on YouTube. And she's like, Mommy, that's you. I want a blue dress. I want to be in a pageant. But everything up until that moment, because again, it was 2 years, anything that I could present to her that at her age she would understand philanthropic wise. So if I was doing a food drive, if I was doing a bottle drive, which I could not obviously post pictures of my 4-year-old with bottles, but I had brought her to those because I wanted her to see that it's so much more than just a sash and a crown and pretty makeup, which obviously she loves that stuff. But there is so much more to giving back. And that's the point for me of this title, is I have this platform to give back to so many people. And I want my daughter to learn that and be with me through that journey.
I love that. It would be kind of cute to see her at the bottle drive. I mean,
she's very helpful.
Poster child.
Oh yeah, I think people would have something to say about that, but yeah, I take her to anything I can. We have gone to the Toronto Book Bank And Hazel actually loves getting books and reading. That's one of the things we love doing together. And so my first book drive, I was able to fundraise or collect over 1,100 books, which was amazing. And so we were able to donate that. I had a massive amount of help from my mom's, one of her close friends, Sheena, and her 2 sons. And then we went and brought those. And then Stephanie actually just recently hosted a book drive as well. But because I was emceeing a pageant, I was unable to make it. But I have over 100 books in my trunk. So we'll be going together to donate in January. But Hazel's, and Hazel's coming with me to those because that's something that's age appropriate for her. She can see we're giving back. And yeah, it's just whatever I can involve her in, I do.
It's so sweet because like I have seen Hazel at a pageant, and that's where you and I kind of collided, our worlds collided officially, was when Hazel was competing in pageants. And so I think it's great that she gets to see mommy doing all these things. It's kind of like, if mommy does it, I could do it. If Hazel does it, mommy could do it too. And maybe one day daddy will do it. Who knows?
Could you imagine? He has his walk down. He likes to mimic me, and Hazel tells him to. Hazel's the cutest. She does her walk, and then she goes, "Okay, daddy, you put your hand on your hip like this." I have to get it on video. It is so stinking cute. But yeah, we're definitely a pageant family.
I love that. But it's so great to see how supportive they are. Like you said, it does take a village, and with Hazel and Adam being so supportive, I think that also helps you. And we see it, like you and I, we've collaborated on different events, and I've seen how hard he works, and it's so great. I mean, I got full what's it called?
I was like,
no, what is that word called? I got to see Adam's reaction. That's what I was looking for. Adam's reaction while you were walking on stage and when you won. And I think it's so great to see, like, you could, even though he's got a mask on, it's all in his eyes, and he definitely supports you 100%. You could see it.
Yeah, I got to watch. I was so lucky. I had my friends all in the front row. And so their phones were going from different angles. So I got to see everyone's reaction when I won. So when one of my best friends, Luca, when I won, he stood up and was just fully clapping. And then his camera phone was filming Adam, and Adam was so happy and excited. And their reactions made me cry, I think, more than when I won, because I was like, wow, this really is a win for every single person who's helped me get to this point. Because like you said, it takes a village, and I have one of the best ones, and I'm sure you know, because you have Team Regine, so you know it's impossible without them.
For sure. Okay, you mentioned your winning moment. It was iconic. Not just for you, but for literally everyone on stage there with you, because if you were to be Miss Congeniality, that would have been your moment. Like, if people are wondering, go onto the Canada Galaxy Facebook page, because the reaction of Jenna, of the first runner-up, of the second runner-up, and all the women on the stage with her, like, you see how ecstatic everyone was for you. But what was it truly like for you being in that moment? Because I know what it's like. I want to know what it's like for you. You worked 2 years of your life for that pageant. What was it like?
Well, when you do watch the video, if you haven't seen it, I lost feeling in my legs. So yeah, that's why I dropped, because it was just, the one word is overwhelming. It was so overwhelming because I had all my family and friends there, either watching online or in person. So they were cheering really loud. They were so excited because each of those people had been there with me on my journey, and then they were there for the very end of it. And it was life-changing. And then Trisha, who is my first runner-up, she's one of my best friends. And so I get emotional again, because there's a moment where you're so excited for yourself, but then you're so upset because that's your best friend who works so hard to get to that moment with you. So you feel, it's the weirdest feeling. I'm sure you understand. And but up until that moment, even that night, like the chaos with the hair and makeup, and I had all the girls in my room and curlers, and I had Stefan, who was my hair and makeup artist, and he was doing the girls too, because they just didn't have time and the pageant was running late. But even up until that moment, the whole 2 years, I had all my friends from the pageant, Stephanie, Jenny, Caroline, Jacqueline, like everyone I built those relationships with. And you can see that when they win, because you see their reactions, because we were also genuinely happy for each other to have made it to that point. And I still talk to those girls every day because they're my friends. Like, you need to focus on more than just winning. It's so much more than that.
Oh, for sure. And it's so crazy to think that all of you who are so close made it to the top 5. I was just like, what?
I know. It was crazy. And Jenny walked away with some incredible awards too with her. She started the bottle drives that I also participated in, and she fundraised a lot for Give Kids the World. And she was so passionate. She won that award. And it's just, all my girls did so well. I was so proud of each of them. You can see us all clapping like seals really loud and getting genuinely excited for each other.
Oh, it was great. It was great to watch in the audience. And in the audience, I was like, man, I'm so glad I'm not in this competition.
Yeah, it was really tough. It was honestly anyone's game. And
okay, but I do have a question for you. How did you feel being in the Ms. pageant in the audience with your hair in curlers?
Exposed. Honestly, and you know this, like, I support my girls. I'm 110% with anything I do, and I wanted to see you. So I wanted to see you and Natalie and all the girls that I knew in that category. And because our friendship was so strong and still is, obviously, I wanted to be there. And so I didn't care what I looked like. It wasn't my moment. It was yours, and it was Natalie's, and it was all the girls. So I was just happy to be there. I was sitting beside your mom with my like tissues in my hair with my curlers. You guys can see it on that video on YouTube.
On YouTube.
But I was just happy to be there. It wasn't my moment, so I didn't really care. I had that later.
Oh my goodness. I remember. It's so funny because in my head, I didn't realize how fast the pageant was going. And then as I was doing my final walk, I looked, I'm like, where the heck is Jenna?
Yeah, because my show was right after. So your mom turned to me and was like, Jenna, you should probably go and get ready. And I was like, oh, yeah, like I should go.
But it was worth it because, you know, you were able to get glammed up and ready for the pageant. And it was just so full circle seeing you go from pageant mom to winning your national title. But a question that I have received from Instagram is, in Team Canada, there are obviously us, the 2021 queens. How do you feel with the three of us, so you, myself, and Denise, all being in one division?
Well, you know that I am ecstatic. A lot of people might be like, oh my goodness, that's so much competition. But for me, as you saw with the regional title going into it with my friends, it's no different for me. So if you were to win, we've already talked about this too. If you were to win, I'd be bawling my eyes out. My eyelashes would come off. If Denise were to win, same deal, because I know how hard you guys have worked to get there, and the person who deserves to win is going to win. And that's just the bottom line, whether it's Team Canada, please, or it's anyone else, the winner is going to be the winner. So I'm just excited to have those moments and those experiences and have those stories made with you girls, because as you know, I also met Denise at one of Hazel's pageants. So again, it's full circle. She came to my Halloween fundraiser with her husband and they did a magic show, and it's just about the memories for me. A title is a title. It's wonderful. I'm grateful. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to look back and be like, oh, I didn't win. It's going to be, oh my goodness. Like, I traveled all the way to Texas with two of my best friends and we made the most amazing memories. Like, that is genuinely the bottom line for me.
And speaking of Denise, it's her birthday. So happy birthday, Denise,
happy
if you're watching. Another question from Instagram is, now that you have your national title, what can we expect from you during your reign?
Okay, that's a great question. I'm always a girl with a plan. And, oh, sorry, I'm in my bathroom so the lights turn off. Hang on.
It's because you've been sitting.
Okay, a plan. So, as you know, for the first year and a half, I'd say, or even 2 years, my platform was called Feeding the Soul. And I've worked really, really hard to help provide food security to the GTA and Windsor. Even I went out there because of COVID restrictions. It's not exactly easy to kind of travel outside of that right now. But I was doing a lot of reflecting, and I realized that not only am I doing food security work, but I am also doing things like the backpack drive we did together, and working with Red Door Shelter to provide these home starter kits for women who are moving into permanent housing. And I was trying to come up with a better kind of title for what I've been doing. And I landed on Living Through Giving as my new platform name, because everything I do with purpose. Every organization that I partner with has meaning to me. So there's a lot to expect within that platform. However, immediate goals and immediate things I'm doing, I have those books I need to donate. I actually am going to be cooking a Christmas dinner for a family who wouldn't otherwise have it. I partnered with a wonderful organization, so I will be doing that. And in the new year, I'm going to be writing down my immediate goals for that year. But as of right now, those are my two goals. But I don't plan on stopping. I have this national title, I have this platform, and I do want to raise awareness about food insecurity and what we can do to help people in our community.
I love that. I feel like every time you're on the show, you make more and more announcements about your different platforms. Like when you were on here last time, you were talking about Community Collective or Collect.
Yes.
What was it?
Yeah, Community Collective. So so that's my not-for-profit that I actually founded with my partners, Anastasia and her daughter, Lauren, and they are amazing. Right now, we're kind of off season with Christmas coming around and just some personal stuff going on. So in the new year, we're going to be sitting down and really planning out our year. Our primary thing, which is our bottle drives that we adapted from Jenny, live on through us. So we are able to do those. We're going to be doing those quarterly, so every 4 months, and then things in between that. But before I say anything, I want to make sure that we're doing it. But yeah, that is definitely
tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. It's definitely in the works. We're definitely doing that, and I'm so proud to be a part of that because it's such an amazing thing to partner with women who are so like-minded and so driven as you. And I'm sure also you know that too, because we partnered together and we've achieved really amazing things already.
Mm-hmm. I think it was just so interesting when you were talking, and I was like, wait, I swear when you were here last, you made an announcement about your non-for-profit, and now you're announcing your platform. So here we are.
Actually, that was the first time I did announce that Community Collective was happening. And since then, we've fundraised close to $5,000 for different food security organizations, including the Daily Bread. And most recently, I think we donated just over $800 to True North Aid and their Good Night Sleep program, which is amazing. And you should definitely, if you don't know about True North Aid, this is a plug, I would definitely look into donating there if you do feel charitable this holiday season, because they are doing some amazing things for our Indigenous community.
So really quickly, I just noticed, so the Costi sisters are here. They say good evening. And Elizabeth Marnock is also in the chats, and she says hello. And she also has a question for you. Her question is, what is your favorite part about being part of Team Canada?
Oh my God, the girls. I feel like this is going to be a constant thing for me, but the sisterhood is like nothing other. And I'm sure every pageant girl will say that about their system, but I genuinely love the girls that I've been able to connect with, both national and regional title holders. I just traveled to Windsor. My best friend, Jenny, I'm going to bring her up a lot, but I went to see her. And at the same time, Cindy with an us went to see the Costi sisters, and we ended up all at the same place. And Melanie and Natalie, and those are my sister queens, of course, we all ended up together. So we had a big pageant family reunion, and it was great. Yeah, I love the sisterhood of it all.
That's amazing. I saw pictures. It looked like a great time. And it's funny, Elizabeth is here because she was also the reason why you all got together at Natalie's house.
Yeah.
So to all those who are watching, if you do have any questions for Jenna, make sure you leave them in the live chats, and I'll be sure to ask her because she's a very interesting woman, and I'm sure she would love to answer your questions. So Jenna, the 2023 applications are now open for Canada Galaxy. What would you say to those who are hesitant, especially in the Mrs. division? You know, they could be either newly married, they could be married for a while, have children, have young children. What would you say to them if they're like on the fence and not sure about it?
I was on the fence. So I originally inquired about joining 2 months before the original pageant, which was when Denise had won. And I'm so happy I didn't, only because it gave me 2 years to work on myself and my goals and find out who I was. So what I would say to those people who are on the fence is know what you want to get out of the pageant prior to joining. So if you're just joining to win and that's your goal and you want to dedicate everything to that goal, that's great. However, there is so much more that I've gotten out of it, from personal development, founding my own not-for-profit, the friendships I've made that are irreplaceable. I've already traveled to see some of the girls, and I have plans in March to go see Trisha and Caroline in Vancouver. So I would say know the purpose, know your purpose, know your why as to why you want to go in, and that's what's going to drive you to want to join. Because when you investigate the pageant system and what it's about, it will align to who you are, and that's going to be your reason to go into it.
Amazing. And I just looked at the time and we are at the halfway point. So we're going to continue with this tip giving. There is a segment on the show, as you know, which is 5 tips from a beauty queen. And yes, you've already given us amazing tips in the past, but now that you are a national title holder and you've experienced even more since we've been on air together, what would be 5 tips or some tips that you'd like to give to all of our viewers watching today?
I would say, so some of my tips, I'm not even sure what I said the last time. I didn't want to look back because I didn't want it to influence me, but going through the pageant, I came up with 5. Okay. So the first one, know your platform and do everything in service to it. I actually had a conversation with one of the girls after I had won, because as you know, I do a lot of food security work. Every appearance I had done was in service to that. I knew my why. You need to know your why. And so don't just show up and donate food if it's just an appearance for you. Don't just show up and donate clothes if it's just donated clothes. Have passion, because when you enter that judge's room and they ask you, what have you done and what will you do? Which is what I was asked. I could say very confidently, this is my platform, this is what I've done, and I'm going to continue doing it because I'm passionate about it. And they see the difference between that and just showing up for something. Not to knock you guys doing things, but I'm just saying have passion towards what you're doing. The second thing, ensure your wardrobe not only represents who you are, but ensure it is tailored to your body. Because I just recently walked in a fashion show and I was tripping on my dress and I couldn't even imagine, because it was too long. And I seen girls had stumbled on stage because their dress was just a little bit too long and it didn't fit them quite right. That will be avoided, and you'll feel so much more confident if it speaks to who you are as a person and if it's tailored to your body so you can walk properly. My third tip would be make friends. Make friends, because it makes your experience so much better and so much different. It really adds value to it, because if you don't win the crown, because there's one crown, you're going to walk away, like I said so many times, with so much more than just the crown. And then have a coach. I definitely said this one in the past, but right from the get-go, if you get a coach, they're going to set you up for success and take you on the steps that you need to take in order to get to where you want to go. It's nice to have someone who's in the industry and knows how to direct you, because when I first started, I knew toddlers and tiaras trying to teach Hazel how to walk. That's it. I knew nothing until I met Angel, Crystal Cavey. I met Maria. Just all my coaches were so fantastic, and they contributed to where I obviously got. The last one is wear shoes you can walk in. They do not need to be tippy tops. I learned that the hard way just recently when I did that emceeing show, because I probably won't wear them for 6 hours ever again. So they don't need to be tippy tops. They just need to be shoes you can walk in and shoes you're comfortable in, and shoes that you feel like, ooh, these are the best, because that really comes across when you're doing your walks on stage. So those are my 5 tips.
And those are always amazing tips. I got a question from Instagram, from YouTube, from Janice. So she did ask, what is your expectation for internationals And again, I guess she just got here. And how do you feel about competing with myself and Denise?
Okay, so as we all know, I'm still considered pretty new to pageantry. So this was my first like Mrs. Pageant. I did one back in 2015, but that's it. And so my expectations for internationals, from what I've seen from Janice posting with the Costi girls, it's the same location. So I'm very excited about that. It looks beautiful. It's in August. I know it's going to be hot, but I know that Maria is very organized. She's very dedicated to our pageant system, and I know she's going to be putting on an amazing pageant. And I have that expectation because it's her. Competing with you and Denise, I've definitely said this a million times. I'll preach it even more. I'm so excited. Before I even won my national title, we would talk and say, how amazing would it be to travel together internationally? Because for us, it wasn't, I don't even think it registered for us that like you were getting married and we would be competing with each other. I say with each other, not against each other, because that's the mindset you need to have. But I was just so excited for that potential opportunity, and now we have it. And that's exactly what it is. We're partnering together on our backpack drive. We're constantly lifting each other up and saying, what can we do together to make ourselves grow? So if you were to win, I would be crying my eyelashes off. And I'm sure it'd be the same for you, or the bobby pin. You sent me the bobby pins with the crowns, because that's who we are. And that's what Team Canada is. We're there to represent each other, and we're there to help each other. And really quickly, since the Costis are here, we were posting those crowning moments like we mentioned earlier. And Janice actually posted one of, I think it was Kinsley winning, and Nicole was in the back. And you saw how emotional she was. And she was the last one to be crowned because her sister, Kylie, just got crowned as well. So, and they were all excited for each other. They obviously all ended up winning, but they would have just been as happy for each other if one of them or two of them or however many of them didn't win, you know? And that's exactly what it would be like for us.
Oh my gosh. Imagine if like the top three is like you, me, Denise.
I'm crying immediately. I'm getting emotional. I'm going to be crying and be like, oh my God, we did it.
I feel like Cindy would have a heart attack.
I know. But that's the dream, right? The top three, because there can only be one. But if we were all in top five, top three.
Top three. Let's claim it. We manifest on this show, okay?
We manifest all the time.
We do. But you know, it's true. Like people do ask, like my mom knows you and I are close, and they know Denise and I are close. So I do get that question a lot, like, oh, how does it feel to be in the same division as them? And for Denise and I had a conversation with her. I was like, hey, like I called her. I was like, what are your thoughts? Because with everything changing, I am going to be moving to Miss. I've never done a Mrs. Pageant. So at least the two of you have that experience. Oh, there goes your lights again. At least
so embarrassing, but I can't.
It's okay. You two have the experience of being in the Mrs. Pageant. I've never done a Mrs. Pageant, so let's go.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, the thing I found with the Mrs. Pageant in comparison to even talking to girls in either the Miss or Little Miss, or not Little Miss, more so the Miss, is that our women are in their careers, they have children, or they got into a point where they recognize that sisterhood is everything, or they know themselves, or you hope that they do. And of course, some Miss girls will have that as well, but that's what I found is the difference, is that everyone is so uplifting and so supportive and so happy. And we've seen that through my video of me winning. It's just, Mrs. Pageants are fun. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, we have the best time. Welcome.
Thank you. I mean, with the Miss too, there's three of them coming from Team Canada: Anmal, Chloe, and Melanie. So it's going to be a huge group. It's like with UK, there's three Ms. So here we go. How do you feel, actually? So Maria just announced that internationals, like you said, will be in Texas in August. How did you feel when you heard the announcement?
I was like, holy moly, this is real. Because I was of course, I have my national title. I was like, oh, this is great. I'm still doing my appearances and my volunteering, but it's almost like I'm afraid to get excited for it with the new, like, full transparency with the new COVID variant, and with having our national pageant pushed out a year, and I had my regional reign for 2. I'm prepared for anything. I'm being optimistic. I'm very excited. I've always wanted to go to Texas. And I've already had my friend Luca, which he said he's coming with his boyfriend. His mom might be coming. Obviously, Adam's coming. I have Caroline's coming from the Mrs. Girls, and Jenny might potentially be coming too. So as these things are slowly happening, I'm getting more excited, but I'm almost afraid. And I think you understand that because you had the same experience where COVID just kind of messed a lot of plans up, including wedding plans. And it's just, I'm excited. I'm hesitant, but I'm more excited.
Well, yes, you're right. I think the 2020-21 queens definitely know what it's like, hence our names being 2020-21. But I'm so ecstatic. I cannot wait. Let's just hope this variant pieces out because
oh my goodness.
I have a wedding that I need to get to.
I know, I cannot wait. It's going to be amazing.
So Janice says that would be amazing. Cindy would be bawling. So she's going back to if we were all in the top 3. I feel like even if we were top 3 and then the Miss Division were top 3.
Just manifesting all of it.
We are. This is what we do on the Pageant Sit Down. So another question that I do have, I have a lot of questions for you, even though we talk every day. So what, I guess, is one thing that you are looking most forward to at internationals, besides everyone being there?
Oh my goodness. I would say that is going to be the conclusion for me of my pageant journey. And I know that sounds very strange to be excited for. However, it is going to be the best way to go out because Galaxy is everything. And as you know, pageants, they take time, they take money, they take mindset, they take everything because I'm an all or nothing person. And I'm so excited to be standing on that stage with you and Denise doing our dance opening number and going through the process of it. And the moment it concludes, just knowing that I gave it my all and I give it my best. I'm in Texas traveling because I'm an anxious traveler.
I'll be with you, don't worry.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to have my friends and family there with me. And I know I'm going to cry. We all know this. I'm going to cry.
I saw you cry.
Because I'm going to be so happy that I got to go on this journey. And so I'm just happy to be present in that and be at internationals and enjoy every single freaking moment of it because it's going to go by so fast. I know it is, but I'm very excited for that.
Well, we're going to just have to take a lot of pictures, mental pictures, actual pictures. Melissa asks if you're bringing Hazel with you to internationals.
Oh my goodness. So I would love that. I really would, but she'll be 4.5 and traveling for a pageant is different than traveling for a vacation. And we haven't fully decided. I don't think we will, but it's only because I want Adam to also be present. And I don't know how Hazel would be. It's really tough at this age, but hopefully we will, but I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Can you imagine though, because she wants to be back in pageants, if she sees all the Little Miss and she's like, I'm joining, like jumps on
stage. Gosh, Mommy, my blue dress. Where's my blue dress? That would, no. And part of that is like once my pageant concludes, Hazel, if she wants to do them, then I'm all in. I'm so excited. But she has to wait, I think 2 more years or 1. She has to be 6 by the time internationals are if she wins. So I think
so after internationals, then we got you, Hazel.
Whenever that is, I'm all in for it. So I'm very excited.
Well, you mentioned that internationals will be your last pageant, but let's be honest.
I know.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it really? I mean, I was saying it too as you're talking. I'm behind. They couldn't see me. I was like, yeah, me too. But I was like, really?
Good. You know what? Yes. We never say never, but I will say for now. It's my last pageant for now because I just started my career 7 months ago. I have plans with Adam to obviously expand our family. That all needs to fit somewhere. And pageant pageant life does take a lot of time, effort, money, and energy that might be needed somewhere else. And I don't want to half-butt anything and take that opportunity away from someone who could give it its full served effort. So yes, for now, it'll be my last, who knows, 5, 2, 3, whatever amount of years from now. But yeah, you're right.
So essentially, however long it takes for Jenna to have a baby.
Oh my God. And you know what, though? I was joking with Adam the other day, and Cindy as well, because like I started so late in pageantry that this is my last time competing in Galaxy. Like, I can't come back. So there's no at-large for us.
I can.
You can come back to this title, but for me, this is it. I'm already at the misses. Like, I can't go miss, nothing.
I mean, there's some misses.
Oh, well,
we're not manifesting that.
Not going there. I'm good. But
just
yeah.
kidding. Rewind. That didn't happen.
But yes, I'm so excited that this was my first and last for a while. It just, yeah.
Janice actually said that Kinsley, was 5. So we got you, Hazel.
So she turns 4 in January, so it would be not next year, it'd be the year after.
We'll figure it out. We'll get her there. We'll get her there. We're not good at math. Let's not expose ourselves.
I feel like this will be one of your clips you take away, and you're just like, yep. Pageant queens do math.
Just the two. I know, right? This whole platform is to showcase how beauty queens really are, more than just what you see in movies. And here we're like, how do we do that?
No, we have our moments. It's been a long day.
Well, okay, so speaking of moments, what has been some of your highlights as a reigning queen so far?
As a reigning queen, oh my goodness. I want to think about this one.
Top 3 moments.
Okay.
How about that?
So, actually, one just happened. I'm so sorry. My laptop is dying, which is what distracted me. So let me just plug this in so I do not lose you.
No problem. Her lights are shutting off. Her power is going out.
There we go.
This is live internet.
I know. It's because I'm in my business center so that Hazel doesn't run in like last time. So actually, recently I was at the Canada Perfect pageant, and I was emceeing, and I had someone come up to me and say, "Jenna, I'm one of your biggest fans. Can I take a photo with you?" And I felt in that moment like, wow, I made it. It was the moment that, and I'm sure like people laugh, and I think it's hilarious too, but it was really funny. And he had followed along with the Canada Galaxy girls for a while, and he was, I'm so horrible with names, but
was it Aiden?
No, but he was there.
Olin?
Olin, yes.
Yeah.
He's such a sweetie, and he's like, how's your daughter? And I was so confused because I was running on adrenaline from emceeing, and I was like, oh, thanks so much. But he's such a sweetheart. Aiden was there as well, so that was one of the moments recently, along with emceeing. The second highlight would be our backpack drive, and that would have been my first, because if I'm going chronologically, that was the first thing that not only did we do with our national titles together, because we did a few things with my regional and your national, but we did it successfully, and we did it so well.
And you didn't think we could do it. Can I just put that out there?
We both were hesitant. Because it was so last minute. And then your work donated, my work donated, our family and friends donated actual supplies. And for those of you who don't know, we actually ended up with Nicole as well. We had 50 backpacks donated here to 360 Kids. And then we sent money over to our girls in Alberta. Yes. And they actually were able to do 50 backpacks as well. So in total, we were able to donate 100 backpacks for kids going back to school. So that was...
And 60 pounds of food for the Mississauga Food Bank.
Yes. So it was a huge accomplishment. And the best part about that was that we did it together. And that relates back to the question, how do you feel about competing with Regina and Denise? I'm excited because we're already doing things together. It's not a competition against, it's what would be enough. I think those are my top 2 off the top of my head. I guess the bottle drive with the True North Aid, that was also great because not only did we partner with such an incredible organization who helps the Indigenous community, but it gave me the opportunity and presented me with the opportunity to explain to others things about the Indigenous community that I might not have known prior with everything going on. So it was really great to be able to give back and continue to give back to them. So, yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see what you continue to do with your title. I'm excited to see what you and I decide to come up with. Nicole is always, I like how it's like we have the Alberta team, we have the Windsor team, and then there's the Toronto girls.
There really is.
So Elizabeth in the comments is making fun of you for technology sabotaging your interview, even though technology is what's making this interview happen.
Yeah, I know. I definitely should have plugged it in prior to our conversation. That was my bad. But if there's anything you know about me, I'm authentic and I'm consistent. I'm consistently sometimes a mess, but this is what you get. This is who I am as a person. You never have to second guess that.
Exactly. I could vouch for that. Yes, it's true.
Yeah, my phone is always dying. It's always at like 15%. If everyone who knows me knows that's a thing. So, yeah.
Well, as we start to wrap things up with the interview before your computer dies or the lights turn off again, what is something that we can expect from you in your preparation for internationals?
A lot of consistency. I think that is the one thing that I learned from my 2 years with my regional title is consistency is what gets you results. So whether that was my consistent, and you know this, practice with my walks, which was an hour a day because that's all I could book because of COVID in my yoga studio in my building for 5 days a week for 3 months straight prior to the pageant. I was in there every day I could practicing. So you're going to get more of that. You're going to get my whole heart into everything I dedicate myself to. So whether that is collecting books or partnering with different organizations that have helped my family growing up, you're going to keep getting an authentic me because when I hit that stage, I want to know that I gave it everything I could and that I'm representing everything I am. So that's exactly what you can expect from me.
I love that. And you mentioned wardrobe being such a huge thing and making sure it fits you properly. Have you looked into your wardrobe? Can we expect green again? Can we expect your fashion wear to cooperate this time?
Oh my goodness. That was fun. So I started looking into wardrobe. As many of you guys know, and if you don't, green is my signature color. So I think you're definitely going to see that incorporated into my wardrobe somehow because it does bring me close to my family who's in Ireland. And I carry them across the stage with me when I wear that color. So it's a very empowering color. It means a lot to me. So yes, definitely one of my outfits will be green. I don't know where I'm going to be a year from now. So I don't want to commit to any styles or anything, but I definitely have been looking. But as for colors, green is definitely one of them.
Love that. And you look great in green, so I cannot wait to see. We'll be on stage together, so I mean. But I was telling Denise, actually, I feel like you, me and her, you, her, and I should maybe share notes to be like, hey, this is the color I'm planning on wearing for like, let's say, interview. So it's not like, oh, all of Team Canada wear yellow. I mean, that's not a bad thing.
You never catch me in yellow, so I think you're safe.
I don't think I've ever seen Denise in yellow either. It's just a color I came up with.
It looks good on you, though. I'm very jealous.
Thanks. But no, I think we should maybe cross it out and be like, okay, this is what I'm planning to wear so that it's not so matchy. I mean, we can match. It's fine.
We'll match at like the white party or the pajama party or whatever it is. We will match somewhere, but I totally get it. Yeah.
And speaking of which, another question that I do have from Instagram actually is, what are you like? Which segment are you looking forward to at internationals?
Ooh. Okay. On stage, or can I say interview? Or just
You could say interview is a segment.
Okay, cool. So interview. Not because I don't like being on stage. I obviously love it. But in an interview, it gives you an opportunity to, and you know this, present who you are and speak to what you've done, what you're going to do, and really come across as authentic as you possibly can. And whether it's 3 minutes, 5 minutes, it's all you get, but that's sometimes all you need. So I'm very excited to be able to talk about what I'm passionate about and communicate who I am to the judges. That's 100% my favorite part.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward. You're great at interviews. So I think, like you said, having 3 coaches has really helped you. But is it weird having 3 coaches? Like I've usually only had one at a time. What is it like to have 3 different coaches?
You're so funny. Honestly, all my coaches had different strengths. So they all were fantastic, and I wouldn't have gotten to where I am without each of them. So like Crystal Cavey, just as an example, she's incredible at mindset and interview and setting up plans and direction. And Angel has like a killer walk. Maria, amazing at her walk and also talking you through goals. So all of them had different things to offer, different perspectives. And of course, sometimes that can like cross out what each other are thinking. So I know what you're saying, but at the end of the day, they all challenged me in different ways and made me grow in different ways that just kind of all merged together perfectly. And I ended up, as you know, getting all 3 of my walks. I ended up walking away with placing best in. And then I got second in interview, which was also amazing, and second in photogenic. And every single one of those categories, they all contributed differently, but it all helped me get to that goal. So yeah, I was very grateful for each of them.
Do you see yourself ever going into that direction in coaching?
I think that in order for me to be a good coach, I need to invest more time in the industry. I think that we're so quick to win a title and then say, hey, I'm a coach, and I don't ever want to be that person. And that doesn't mean I don't have a lot to offer. I think I really do, but I think that I need to do some more investing in myself with mindset and walks, and I'm not perfect in all those things. And I know once I do that investment in myself that I can get there. But as of right now, with everything going on, I don't think I'm quite there just yet, but that's not off the table.
Well, you never know. I mean, I never thought I'd coach, and here we are. Well, like you said, never say never. So we'll see. Coach Hazel and see how that goes.
You know what? It's funny enough because people have said that, like, oh, why don't you coach Hazel? And like, because I'm her mom, it would be different than if you were to coach her, because it's a different sense of authority. Like, she could laugh at me and tell me no, but you could say, Hazel, this is how you walk. And she'd be like, okay, I'm going to do it. So I'm not coaching.
It's interesting that you say that, because I do coach the junior division, right? And so with Nicole, for example, if her mom wants her to do something, but if mom says that she doesn't want to do it, she'll be like, Regine, Nicole doesn't do this or that. Or even Tara, her sister, will be like, oh, Regine, Nicole doesn't do this. And I'm just like, oh, I love how you're all ratting out Nicole. Nicole, you really need to do.
I know. And that's exactly it. So once Hazel, funny enough, I actually had this conversation with Adam the other night because we were talking about Miss Universe coming up. And I'm way past, not only I'm pretty much aged out, I'm married. There's no opportunity for me there, and that's fine. But if Hazel were to ever want to go towards that goal, or if she ever wants to be a football/soccer player, whatever she wants to do, I need her to give 120 million% to it, because I'm that type of person, and I will be your football mom. I will be in the minivan. I will get you snacks. I will be your water girl. I will give you the extra lessons. But I need to see that level of commitment from you before I'm all in. And so I don't know where I was going with this, but that's my mindset.
No, and you know what? You and Adam are very much so those people where you're both dedicated. You give 100%. I've only known Adam for a short period of time, and I've seen him with you, I've seen him with Hazel, so
Mhm.
I'm sure she'll pick up on that with the two of you.
Aw.
But it's great. It's great to see moms doing what they want to do. You know, you're like, okay, Hazel, you've had your turn. Now it's my turn, but we're going to come back to you. And I think
Mhm.
it's very inspiring. Like, hopefully one day, if I have my own Hazel, it'll be the same way. If not, I'm going to borrow yours.
It's so funny. Honestly, though, pageantry, like, after I had Hazel, I'm very open about this. I had postpartum depression, and I felt like my only identity was being a wife and being a mom, and I wasn't working because I was on mat leave, and
Mhm.
being a mom at my age, at the time I had Hazel, I think I was 23. I didn't have any. I think I had one friend, Rachel. She had Thomas, but I had no other friends to connect with, and it was so hard and so isolating. And when I found the pageant was through Hazel doing pageants, and I did that because I wanted to connect with mom friends, and
Mhm.
she found her little friends. It was so cute. And then I saw that there was an opportunity for me because I met Denise, and I was like, holy moly, there's a Mrs. category. And it presented me with an opportunity to really find myself and grow into who I am now, because I would not be the same person without having taken this journey to get here. So yeah, it's not so much as, Hazel, your turn is done, my turn. It's, I involve her in everything. So let's do this together. Let's work towards mommy's goals, and whatever you want to do, mommy will support you too.
I love that. And I think all the moms who are out there who are watching, I'm sure hearing your story, they will be able to either relate or see how much of a positive impact it's had on you and maybe give it a try. Well, Jenna, as we begin to wrap things up, first off, congratulations again for winning the national title. You and I know people who are like, wow, they're really close. Yes, we are very close. And you and I have had this conversation, and before you wore my crown before you got yours. So I'm just really excited to see that you have yours now, and that you are on this journey, and you continue to inspire not only myself and the other sister queens, but also inspire those who are watching. And you're sharing your story about being open, about having postpartum and finding yourself in pageantry. So thank you for being so honest and genuinely yourself. I do hope that, you know, we continue to get closer, but that you also continue to find yourself in this journey to internationals. And I just can't wait for August.
We know it's going to be the best. And with you saying that, if anyone who is watching who would be in our category, if you are nervous, if you have any questions, if you even just want to talk, like my DMs are open on the Galaxy Mrs. Galaxy Canada page. You can add my personal Instagram. It is private because I do have my daughter, but add me, send me a message. I am so happy to not necessarily mentor, but to talk, just to talk. Sometimes we need someone to talk to and someone to listen, and I'm so happy to be that person for whoever needs it.
Amazing. And as you say that, I've already added the links in the description, but do you want to plug in your social media handles?
Sure. So it's the Mrs. Galaxy Canada Instagram page and Facebook page. I'm pretty sure those are the same. And my personal Instagram is Jenna-Marie Donnelly. So my first and last name. And I'm so happy to connect with whoever wants to.
Amazing. Well, Jenna, again, thank you so much for being here today and for continuing to inspire everyone around you, not just your daughter, not just me, but everyone that you come into contact with. So I do hope, like I said, that you continue to find yourself and to continue to grow and continue to change the lives of those around you. And to all of those who are watching, if you enjoyed today's interview, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy all things pageantry, make sure you subscribe to this channel. I am making an announcement on Instagram, so make sure you follow the Instagram page, which is the Pageant Sit Down, I think. Or Pageant Sit Down. I don't think I've ever plugged an Instagram on here. So make sure you subscribe, like this video, all of those things. Jenna, again, thank you so much for not only just being a friend to me, but also being such a great role model to everyone around you. And to everyone who's watching right now, I know there are a lot of you. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.